Welcome. Today I wanted to play with the new Cosmic Brushes Starlight Society palette. I got the entire PR kit or collection or whatever you want to call it with the box and everything. Comes with a highlighter trio that I have right here that we'll be using. Comes with some lips and some eyeliners and a whole bunch of things. So no, that's everything. So I want to do a fall look with this palette. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I'm debating still, so I don't know. Maybe something like neutral and blue, or I don't know, there's so many beautiful shades in here, I don't know what to do. So anyway, some Sephora favorites and tell you a little bit about them. And then, yeah, we'll do a full face. And if you are interested in seeing what I come up with, just keep watching. So let me go ahead and prep for eyeshadow. I'm gonna use the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. I've already done my brows, as you can see. I like to kind of carve out the bottom with the paint pot, and then I leave the top for concealer or foundation. I just prime my eyes like way out here because I like to blow out my eyeshadow, so let's do it. So I prep my face with a milky toner. I used a little bit of hyaluronic acid and the Drunk Elephant Proteiny Polypeptide moisturizer. And then I went in with a little bit of this Hero Rescue Balm. It's like a little color corrector for redness. As you can see, my nose is super red and my cheeks are a little red. So we went in with that. I don't know how I feel about it. It's alright. Eyes are primed. I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Prime and Stay powder. Just from the brow to the crease. I have hooded eyes, so I find this makes it easier for me to blend. I'm also aging, so my eye skin is a little loose, I guess. You can see when I go back and forth with the brush. Okay, so I decided I don't like this look, so it's my fault. I mean, I like everything except for the shimmer I used on the inner corner. It looks more like a dark gold in the pan. Well, it kind of looks pink there. I don't know, maybe I'm delirious. I want to do a purple and gold look. So that's what I'm going to do on the other eye, and then I'll take this off and do the other eye, and we'll be good. So let's go in with a Fox 1 brush from the Sigma and Brown Fox brush set. I'm gonna go in with the shade Amethyst right here. In the crease, like we did that brown shade. Winged out. See how pigmented they are? Barely touched that. Now I'm focused on my eye look. I can't think about anything else. I'm just gonna blend that out, and then we'll use something to blend out the edges and build that up a little bit on the outer corner. A little bit of a hood right here, so it always kind of looks unblended, but I promise you I'm trying. Now I'm building up most of the color on the outer edge, like from the bottom of my crease over. I'm not really working on the wing much. I'll just flick a little bit over every once in a while. Okay, I'm gonna go in with a Fox 2 brush from Sigma with the shade Constellations, which is like a dark lavender pastel matte. I'm just gonna blend that out. wing it out and bring it on the inner crease. Okay, so we have that all blended out. I'm gonna go in with the shade Bell Sleeves right here and use the Singe EO5 and just push this in the outer corner to deepen it up. I usually form like a liner almost, just stopping where the crease ends and blending up just a little bit, just to deepen up the outer corner to give some depth and dimension. I'm just tapping one time in my palette here. I don't want to go too crazy. And then we'll go in with the last brush. Oh, and blend those together. Just really lightly. You don't want to drag that dark, deep shade out too much like I just did. It's so pigmented, it's crazy. Now, we'll do the inner corner. I'm going to use Celestial right here. I'm going to go in with a Singe E11. It's just a small little pencil brush. And I'm going to put that in the very inner corner, all the way up to about a third of the way on the inner corner. We're gonna blend the gold shade into this. I'm gonna go in with a flat brush. Let's see what we have here. I'll use this little Morphe M301 brush and go in with the shade Trinkets, the first shade in the palette. I'm gonna start at the inner corner and move, oh my god. You see that? It's beautiful. I'm just gonna kind of trace my crease here, almost like a cut crease. Way less work. And I'm gonna pull that out towards the edge. This is without spraying my brush with setting spray or anything. It just, even with your finger, even better. So I'm bringing about 3/4 of the way out to where we put the darker shade. Where's my little brush? And I'll go back in with that shade Bell Sleeves and just blend that in. Create like a little bit of a liner. Okay, back in with the first brush, or the second brush, the Fox 2. Go back in with Constellations. And then the first brush, the Fox 1 and Amethyst, and we'll just blend right in between. For the very inner corner, I think I want to go in with the shade Stardust and build that up right in the tear duct. It's like a iridescent white shade with like a yellow gold shimmer. It's beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna take this one off, do this, and come back. Okay, so it's literally been like an hour doing the other eye and eating shrimp cocktail and taking the dogs out and everything else. I'm like so distracted all the time. It's just, anyway, I finished the other eye. I did a winged liner. I did a little bit of an inner corner wing, but my eye watered so it got a little messed up. And then mascara and lashes. I used the Tartelette XL mascara, the Lash Couture Masterpiece in the shade Avant-Garde. And they're like a little fluttery PC lash. I think they're really pretty. I wore them for my Halloween party on Saturday, which was fun. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the YSL Touche Eclat primer. I just have a little baby one here. It's a blurring primer. It's got like gold flakes in it. I don't know if that does anything. I don't see them, but I like to bring that right where my pores are, under my eyes, to blur the lines a little bit. This is a really good blurring primer. I never hear anybody talking about it. Maybe because it's YSL, I don't know. I got this mini in a Sephora order or something like that forever ago. You don't need much, it spreads like crazy. And so I spread that along, and you could see it mattify and blur right away. I don't know if you could see that between all my redness, but it's not even light outside anymore. It's like dark. So anyway, first I'm gonna go in with contour. My favorite is the Rare Beauty liquid contour. I have the shade Solace, and I usually do a liquid bronzer first, or contour, and then I do my foundation from there. I just like to do like a one layer technique. I feel that works for me the best. Now this contour, super blendable. It's really pigmented. I probably used way too much there, but I'm gonna go over it with foundation, so no biggie there. But I'm gonna use a BK Beauty 109 to blend that in. So it's gonna look like a lot at first, but you'll see. We'll make it work. So this is a liquid contour. This is my favorite Sephora contour. I also like the Say Beauty liquid bronzer. I like a liquid bronzer because I have kind of oily skin, so I feel like a cream bronzer tends to move on me, which I'm not a big fan of. Also, doing this underneath your foundation helps it stay longer, I feel like. Straight on the skin, you know? No, I went way too far down over here, but we'll fix that, don't worry. That's the beauty of doing your contour bronzer first. You could shape it. I like to bring a little bit down by my ears, down the neck. For foundation, I have two favorites. I have the Merit Minimalist Stick. I have the shade Jute in that, which is like a medium cool shade. And then the Makeup by Mario SurrealSkin, the glowy one. You can see maybe you can see the pearl in it. This is pretty glowy, but it's not like dewy. It's just glowy, like it doesn't look sticky or wet. It's really pretty. I don't know which one to use today. I think I'm gonna use the Merit today. Every time I open it, it like flies out. So I'm just gonna go in the center of my forehead, all over the nose, because my nose is like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And then I use this under the eyes a little bit, but I'm gonna use a concealer today. Usually I just use this under the eyes and I'm done with it, but cover up all the redness. This is nice because it's buildable. You can use a little bit and get a light coverage, or you can use more like I did and get like a medium coverage. It doesn't go quite to full, but it gives you enough, you know? I'm gonna blend that in, and then I'm gonna cut that contour right where I want it. Do under the eyes. Like I said, I'm gonna go in with a concealer, so I'll just do a little bit and just spread it from my nose over between the brows and over the top of the brows. Without pushing them all down. I don't go quite over what I did with the contour. I mean, on the forehead I kind of do, but I leave a little bit of like the structure that I wanted and just blend it into the contour, not over like you would in underpainting. I just kind of do like one layer. So, okay, for concealer I have two. I have the Tower 28 Swipe Serum Concealer, and I have the Dior Forever Skin Correct, is that what it's called? Skin Correct Concealer. I'm not a big concealer girly. I have a lot of lines under my eyes and texture. I have like these little bumps that I've had my whole life. And so I don't use a ton of concealer, especially not a super brightening concealer, because I feel like it just points out the texture. So, the Dior concealer is a creamy but still thin concealer that is full coverage. So I'm using the Dior concealer today. This is a full coverage creamy concealer, but it's still pretty thin, so it doesn't seem to like seep into the creases or fine lines. The Tower 28 is even thinner. It's a serum concealer, also full coverage. I love this one, but I love this one as foundation more than concealer, because like I said, I'm not a big concealer person. So I put a little bit of the Dior under my eyes. I'm just gonna blend that out with the same brush I used for the foundation. And I just like a super, super thin layer of concealer. Under my eyes, at least. This one I don't love as a foundation, but for concealer, it's just a really good shade for me. I have the shade 3C. I'm gonna just brighten up under the eyes just a tiny bit. My favorite blush from Sephora is gonna be the Huda Beauty blush filters, the liquid blush. For a cream or liquid blush. I also like, what else do I like? Of course the Rare Beauty, there's the Say Dew blushes, those are really beautiful, but the Huda Beauty blush filters, I feel they're super long lasting. They're also very thin, so they don't like cake up or anything like that. They smell really good, and they're super blendable. I'm gonna use the shade Latte today. This is a nice fall shade, and it goes with everything, which I love. Here's another, where's my brush? This is another Sephora recommendation for you, the Mario F4 brush. This is a beautiful brush. It's got a smaller, more dense packed angled brush here for like cream blush, liquid blush, cream contour, things like that. And then we have a little more, it's still dense, but not as tightly packed. Brush for like powder blush or foundation or whatever you want to use it for. So let's blend this in. This is a nice like a reddish brown color. And like I said, it goes with every look. And blends so seamlessly. Just blend that right into my contour from earlier. I'm gonna touch the contour bronzer up with powder bronzer, but for now, that's what that looks like. Now the Huda blush is a bit glowy, but it's not sticky. It just has like a sheen to it. It's really nice. Another recommendation I have for you is the Dior, what is this called? Forever Glow Maximizer. It's like their liquid highlight. I don't know if it's really gonna go with this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I have the shade Pink, and I'm just gonna do that right on the tops of the cheekbones and blend it into that blush. I'm gonna use the same brush to blend that in, just to kind of mend the two colors together. Look at that. I kind of brightened it up a little bit, brought a little pinkiness to it, which I'm fine with. And just whatever's left on the brush, bring it up. Isn't that so cute? I love these. I want more. There's a new shade called Abracadabra, It's like a pearly white with pink sparkles, I think. Super pretty. So that's on my wish list. Next we'll go in with powder. My favorite powder at Sephora is the Makeup by Mario, what is this called? SurrealSkin Soft Blur Setting Powder, and I have the shade 2 Neutral Light. So I'm gonna go in with a powder puff and set the T-zone, under the contour, and just a little bit on the cheeks. I don't wanna lose the highlights. I like to press into my powder and then swirl it on the palm of my hand just to kind of pack it in the powder puff, because I don't want too much. Too much powder for me is not a good thing. If you have aging skin like me, maybe you're in your late 30s like me, really swirling that in, not getting too much powder is the key. You want to set the face if you have oilier skin, but you don't want to get too dry to where it looks wrinkly or, you know, dehydrated. So I just kind of bring it right over the tops of my cheeks, but when there's nothing left on the powder puff, so. Okay, and then I'll take whatever's left in the cap from pouncing off the powder puff with a big fluffy brush, and I'll just pack that on the rest of my face. For the next step, I'm gonna set my face with the new Danessa Myricks Liquid Blurring Balm. I don't know why that's so hard to say. This is nice for like dry skin or oily skin, both really. It sets your makeup, like it really sets it like almost like a powder. It's crazy. With this, if you have dry skin, it's gonna be nice. If you don't use powder, this really sets the makeup down so it's not tacky. And then if you have oily skin, it almost acts like a second layer of powder if you powder and then you don't set your whole face like I just did. I mean, I set it a little bit, but I don't fully set my face. So anyway, this dries down like a powder, but it doesn't leave the skin like totally matte. It still has some dimension to it. So next, let's go in with the bronzer. My favorite bronzer from Sephora is the Pat McGrath Divine Bronzer, shade Bronze Nirvana. So that's what that looks like. It used to have a beautiful like sun in it, but not anymore. So I'm gonna take a bronzer brush and just go over the parts of my face that I did the liquid contour very lightly, just to kind of bring that bronzer back. And I kind of just tap it on, not really. I don't know if you could see the difference there, but kind of just diffuses everything, makes it look really done. I don't know what that means. Now, as for powder blushes, I have two recommendations for you. Of course, the YSL Make Me Blush blushes. The powder blushes are gorgeous. This is the shade 93. It's like a pinky peach with gold reflect. Almost like NARS Orgasm, but way brighter. And then we have the shade 42, which is like the baby doll pink. This is the satin formula, I believe. It's not matte completely, but it's got a little bit of a sheen to it, but no reflect, like a different colored reflect. They're both insanely pretty. Ooh. And then another new discovery I have is the Say Super Suede blushes. I have the shade Chow, and I'm gonna use that one today just to tap over the cheeks to enhance the blush just a little bit. Does every dog hair have to land on my brushes? I guess so. Now these are a powder blush with a bit of a sheen to them, so not completely matte. They work really nicely over the Huda Beauty blush filters, just to set everything down and give that a little bit of glow. Let's finish the eyes. I'm gonna go in with this is not Sephora, but the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner. I have the shade Toucan. This is a metallic one. I just wanted something to go with like the gold lid. So I'm gonna put that on the waterline. Go back in this with the shade Amethyst right here and just run that across the bottom lash line with a little pencil brush. That's not. I'm gonna clean off that same brush I used for the under eyes and go back into, oh no, the shade Stardust right here and just enhance that inner corner one more time. For lips, my favorite lip pencil from Sephora is probably the Makeup by Mario lip pencils. Let's see what else I have here. I like the Natasha Denona pencils are nice. The Rare Beauty pencils are nice. I'm really like a MAC ABH Makeup by Mario lip liner girly. They're all very similar in that they're more of like a dry formula. The Makeup by Mario is the most creamy of all of them, but they all set down and they stay really well throughout the day. So I'm gonna use the shade Almond today. I'm gonna line my lips, overlining the center. There's also a little brush on the edge on the end of this lip liner. And that's the lip liner. It's like a neutral brown, light brown, beigey, almost cool leaning. And for lipsticks, I'm gonna have to pick the Charlotte Tilbury matte lipsticks. I have the shade Wedding Bells here. I got this for my wedding that I didn't have. And then I'm gonna put that in the center. It's just a pretty pinky, peachy shade. Lastly, for glosses, Lawless, 100%, my favorite gloss. I have the shade Lavender Sorbet. I'm just gonna put a dot of this in the center, just to bring a little bit of plumpness to the lip. And this also cools it off a little bit, which is what I wanted. These are a plumping gloss, but they aren't burning. They're just like a minty kind of feeling, and they are really nice for filling in the lines of your lips, and they're just beautiful, cushiony, slick. They're really nice gloss. They almost feel like a lip balm, but in a gloss. Okay, so lastly, I'm gonna go in with the One Size Powder Melt, just to bring some glow on the cheeks. So I'm not really gonna focus on the center of the face at all. I'll cover my eyes. I also really love that setting spray, the Powder Melt. It's beautiful. It's nice to melt all your powders together, hence the name. And makes your skin look beautiful, glass-like. It's really nice. Okay, so that is the final look done. We did the Cosmic Brushes palette on the eyes, the purple with the gold. I think it turned out really pretty. I have to add a wing to everything. It's just my comfort zone. So wing and lashes. I think the skin looks incredible with the Merit Minimalist stick, and I mean everything looks really nice. The lips look plump and juicy. The skin is glowy, but not too glowy. The Danessa Myrix with the Powder Melt works really nice together. I've been using that a lot lately. So anyway, everything I use will be linked down below. The links will not be affiliated because I'm just a little baby and I have only been here for a couple videos. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell. What else? I think that's it. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you come back and we'll see you again soon.